who wants to take Jaden Daniels first?
So I'll just say, in general, I'm pretty low on all the quarterbacks in this class. I don't expect much from them. I think he's going to be a B minus at best.
Okay. So
I'll say
Uh,
his ceiling is a B
I'll
plus.
jump in. I don't know him as much as I've seen the others, but I'm going to give him a B minus because he seems to have a lanky frame, and someone made a bad what is it called, disparaging joke that his neck looks like the old San Francisco 49er secondary guy, Merton Hanks. Remember Merton Hanks with the chicken guy?
yeah.
So if you look at, he's got like a very long neck and he's skinny. So and he's going to be with Washington. So there you go. Go ahead.
Well, just for the record, the coach is Dan Quinn. That's what we were trying to think
Yes,
about.
thank you. Excellent, Dan Quinn.
As far as Daniels goes, again, I'm not a big. I mean, I'm not a big. He runs better than he throws, but I don't. I would have thought they could have done better with that pick, Washington, but they seem to
Who do you
like.
think they should have taken? May?
Yeah, I actually
J.
do. I think he's going to be
McCarthy?
a better player. Yeah, I do.
Who? Which one? I didn't hear.
Yes, May. I think he's going to be a better player. Daniels, I'm going to give like maybe a C. If I had to give him
Okay.
yeah, average.
I'll say he'll that's where he'll end up as a C when it's all said and done. I think he's got maybe the tools to become like a B plus guy, but being in the Washington organization, I don't know. It's not a very successful organization, you know.
So what do you give him, a C?
Yeah, it's probably where he'll end up. It's all said and done.
Anthony, you?
I'll give him a C, and just remember what I said before, another Heisman Trophy winner. Big question mark.
Okay. Now we're up to May. Rob, you take it away. You've seen him play.
Again, I'm very low on UNC quarterbacks.
As I am.
remember Sam Howell getting a lot of hype, and we see how that's turning out. I don't think he's going to pan. C minus.
I'm going to give him a C plus. Let's hope he's better.
Mhm. I'm going to give him a B actually, and I understand North Carolina is not a football school, but doesn't mean you can't be a good player and play, in a non-football school. And look at Lawrence Taylor; he played there, so he was pretty good. But I'm going to give him a B. I kind of like him, and I think New England did okay getting him, to be honest.
Bob,
Okay.
they wilted each year when he was there. I mean, the second half of their seasons were pretty bad.
I know they were a little rocky.
No, they were bad. They lost.
Now, it doesn't mean he's going to turn them around and win because New England has a long way to go, obviously. I mean, they pretty much lost everything.
How about Anthony? Do you know the East Coast guy, May?
Yeah, I give him, I give him a C. I'm not big on the ACC football, period. I think, other than Clemson, and they've been down, they're not what they were. I just, and I love the quarterback that they had. He's with Jacksonville, I believe. I really like him a lot.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor
Lawrence.
I'm really high. I was high on him.
Everybody liked Trevor Lawrence. He's likable and he's good.
Yes, he's very good. But
except one thing, he got hurt last year, and now you got to worry it's not a repetitive thing. Well, here's the interesting one. Number 4, J.J. McCarthy. I have a nephew who's a little older than you guys and younger than Anthony and me. He's in the middle. And he was happy with the pick. And Daniel Jeremiah, one of the great scouts who usually has good opinions, he said he thinks that McCarthy has the best chance of all of these 6 because of the 3 Ps. If you guys didn't hear it, I happened to stay up late on Thursday, so I heard it. I was fortunate. I went to bed very late. I like to pick up information that way. He said that because he has, was it O'Connell as his coach in Minnesota?
Yeah.
He's a P. He's going to get the protection on the line. P. He's going to have the players, Jordan Addison, and he's going to have Justin. And the third P is a passing-minded offensive coach. Protection, players, protection, playmakers, and a passing-minded coach. So I think that McCarthy can be a B plus. Maybe
John, did you
more.
comment on Drake May?
Yeah, so I didn't comment on Drake May. I think
I'm
that
sorry.
New England's
I
It's
apologize.
okay, Herb. It's okay.
I think New England's gonna have a short leash on quarterbacks. I think his potential could be somewhere in the B plus A minus range. I think they're gonna cut ties with him if they don't see success immediately. I'll give him C when it's all said and done. I
And how about
agree with
JJ?
the JJ McCarthy. So I actually said that I think that he's got the tools to be a really good player. It's definitely a system. He's got the outlet, which you didn't mention actually, TJ Hawkinson, who's actually going to be probably his biggest, because everybody knows a rookie quarterback's best friend is a pass catching tight end that can really help them out in those tricky
That
situations.
tight end again?
TJ Hawkinson. I mean,
Hawkinson.
he might be the best tight end in the league this year when it's all said and done, because Kelsey's
They got him
getting
from
a little
Detroit,
older.
didn't they?
They did. Detroit should have never
Why
let
did
him
they?
go.
Why
That
did
was the
Detroit
dumbest thing.
get rid of him? I questioned that. Then would you know?
I don't, because they're Detroit. They're probably the only organization that I can question more than my own.
Well, they're not. You're not your grandpa's Detroit anymore. You know that.
No, I mean, they're looking good,
It's not
but
one
yeah,
thing, though.
but either way, I think JJ McCarthy, I think that his potential is honestly, it's an A. It's an A potential. I think maybe he'll sit somewhere in the A minus range, when it's all said and done. Hopefully he develops. I want to see what he can do.
Rob?
I'll go out on a limb, Herb, and say he's the best quarterback in the class. I'll give him an A minus.
Hey. And who we left with? John and
No,
and
Bob.
Anthony?
Now, Bob and Tony.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm giving him a C because, and I hope that I actually know the center for Michigan. We're trying to get him on. So if Cole Morgan's watching, please don't watch. I'm giving McCarthy a C because I just think that Michigan was great and they won. I don't want to say in spite of him, but you know what? He wasn't the reason that they won it all. They were just a complete team up and down, and they were the best team.
And you credit Harbaugh, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's Anthony's point. Rob reminded me Anthony's point, right?
Right,
Winners
that's right.
and champions.
Right. So I'm giving him a C though. I don't really think he's all that, and I don't think he's going to be all that. But you never know.
Anthony, JJ.
I love McCarthy. I think he was the best quarterback in the draft.
You agree with Rob, and
he's a drop back quarterback. He stays in the pocket. He's a
big guy.
He's really smart. And I'm going to tell you, I don't like comparing people, but if anybody in the future develops, he could be the Brady, the next Brady in the right
Well,
system.
he's from Michigan. They're both from Michigan.
That's right. And
by the way, when Brady was coming out, I saw him play a couple of games where he brought the team back. I forgot who was ahead of him. That short-named quarterback who went to Dallas was ahead of Brady,
Yeah.
and the Bears are known for they didn't take Aaron Rodgers on the 24th pick. Wait a minute, they had the 4th pick, and Aaron went to Green Bay on the 24th pick, and Brady went on 268 or 270, something like that. The Bears don't like to. But by the way, here's a little thing. When you both were talking about Caleb, you don't like him, right, Rob?
So I'm not a big fan, but I do want to say, Herb, we want to get to kind of the closing thoughts of the draft.
Okay, closing thoughts. Who's winning the Super Bowl this year? This is the first year, guys. I have not made a bet in advance. Usually I make it in January when the current Super Bowl. I have not picked a Super Bowl winner for this year because I believe this year will be even more competitive than last year, which was more competitive than the year before. Because if you know, I think everyone, even the bad teams, won 4 or 5 games. So why don't we go? How's that sound? Go out with a Super Bowl pick, which I have none.
Can I?
Herb, you can't ask the panel for a Super Bowl pick and then not give a pick. You just it's not kosher.
Oh, okay, a Super Bowl pick. Last year, I made a great pick, and I failed I made the bet, a big bet, Rob. I don't know if I told you. I bet last summer Dallas and Baltimore in the Super Bowl. I got 100 to 1. 100-1. You guys know what happened. Baltimore went to the championship game and lost to the Chiefs, and Green Bay upset Dallas. I had $1,000 going if they would, and I would have been bought out if they each won that game. I was going to get out of the bet. So, if I had to pick something now, Rob is my good buddy. A long shot pick now. Give me 2 seconds. How about you guys go? Oh, I'll go first because I really don't have one. I'm forcing it like a forced shot in basketball. You know, Rob, you're a basketball guy, or was. I'm going to say it's going to be in the NFC. I think when it all ends, I think Green Bay has a real outside shot if the defense plays well. Because I thought Love was going to be as good as he was when nobody thought he was. The over-under on his yardage last year was 3,200, and I jumped on it because I knew he was going to pass. So I think Green Bay, but the other choice would be Detroit, but they're both like in the same division. So let's say a wild stab, Green Bay against the Kansas City is overdue for trouble with injuries. They've been like really escape-free. Not that I wish injuries on anyone, but Baltimore came close last year. I don't know if they can come close again. And Burrow may get hurt again. How about a long shot stab? Harbaugh and the Chargers against Green Bay and the Packers. And who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't think that's outlandish.
What's that?
I said I don't think that's outlandish.
Well, that's my skills inherent. You know what I mean? Like that. That's forcing it. Rob, it's like me and you playing basketball, and you give it to me with 2 seconds left, and you say, "Herb, shoot," and I can shoot, but it's a tough shot.
And I'm going to pass the ball. I'm going to pass the ball.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to pass.
Hold
Herb,
on, and we're back to when you pass it to me. Am I going to choke or rise to the occasion? Apropos of what we all said.
Herb, I'm going to pass the ball. So it's not
outlandish. Green Bay Chargers. You like that, Rob?
I think it's a good pick, Herb. I got to pass the ball to Bob.
Well, if you okay it, I may do it in the coming weeks. Now, Rob, might as well go you next.
So, Bob,
go ahead,
who are you
then John, and then
Yep, this is very early pick, Bob. Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
No
one's getting held to this pick. It's
talking now, April. John.
No, we got Bob going. John? We got let him talk. John? Bob's going.
Okay.
I think that Herb said that the Chiefs haven't been injured. That's not true. Mahomes got hurt. That's the 2 times they didn't win.
Mahomes got hurt a little bit for a couple of games when at the yard line.
It was enough to keep them from winning. Put it that way. And
I hate to put a damper on it. If he stays healthy forever, was he going to win 10 Super Bowls? I don't think so.
That's true, but
they signed Kelsey. Did you hear today?
Herb, we're not talking.
They signed Kelsey.
We're talking this year. Okay, that's number one. 2.
Hear what you said.
I said we're not talking 10 years down the road. We're talking this year. But in any case, I do think the Chiefs will get in it again. It'll be tough. Look, the Chargers are good. They definitely have a good coach now. They're, but they don't really have receivers. They lost a few of them, actually, 2 really good ones. And I don't think they're ready yet. I think that Miami can give them a run, but Miami has no D right now, and they didn't really help that with the draft. If our defense holds up, we'll be fine. Our offense is going to be much better. We did great in the draft, getting wide receivers and linemen, which we needed. The Bills, no. I really don't see anybody. I think it's probably going to be the Chiefs, and the Ravens aren't, because they actually lost a lot of players on D and a few on offense as well. So,
but you're picking the Chiefs again, but you're not doing the NFC.
Give me a chance, man. Just let me speak. I will do it. But the Ravens, I don't think they will. And I don't believe in Lamar Jackson at all. At all. He's a joke. And he's overrated.
He was MVP last year. How could he be a joke?
I don't care. You know what? He's not good enough in my mind. And MVPs are individual trophies. That's nice, but that's not championships. And I don't really care about that. In the NFC, I don't know if Frisco can do it again. Philly did get a great defensive back. They're going to be tough. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts, but it doesn't mean I don't believe in them as a team. They're really, really good. Dallas is a choke. Dak's a choke. I know you don't like me using that term, but that's exactly what he is. So we're going to call it like it is. And I can maybe I'm going to go with the Lions to get in there this year if they stay healthy, and then the Chiefs are going to take them apart. But yeah, that's my picks.
Wow, Bob. I mean, just jumping in, I agree with you. I was trying to figure out who the NFC team was. Again, I am Mahomes and the Chiefs until proven otherwise. I'd love to pick the Dolphins, but I gotta see it first. So I'm gonna agree with you 100%. I think it'll be the Chiefs. I think the Lions do push through. That's my pick. Tony, John.
John, go ahead.
I was looking at the NFC. That's the tough one. As my betting rule, you don't bet against Mahomes. That is my number one betting rule. So Chiefs to win it all. I think that the Ravens, Jets, Dolphins are the ones that are going to give him trouble. I think that if it's Jets, Chiefs, I think the Jets could give them trouble. I think the Jets' biggest issue is going to be either Miami or the Ravens. I think the Jets can beat the Chiefs. I don't think the Jets can beat the Ravens or the yeah. I know, Bob, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm just throwing it out there.
No,
so
I'm looking at you.
I bet you better hope you play somebody that's not us, because I'm telling you right now. But yeah, I like.
We got a big time Jet Chief rivalry here, Robster.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it with
Sometimes
Bob.
you
Bob's
make me
gonna hate
laugh.
me.
Herb, John's a UConn basketball fan.
Oh yeah,
I'm still waiting to
UConn
hear
all
his
the way.
collegiate football team.
Oh, I'm sorry for you, Rob.
It's okay.
He's a
We
big
managed
UConn
somehow. We managed.
I would love to see either Detroit or Tampa. I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I've been since he was in college. I know he hasn't been, top tier since he entered the NFL. I think people are giving him a lot of hate. Since you guys went Detroit, I'm going to say Tampa. I'm going to say Tampa takes that next step.
All right, so you've got Jets threatening with Miami and Baltimore, but it's Chiefs, Detroit. Oh, Chiefs,
No,
Tampa.
I'm gonna say Tampa. I'm gonna say
Tampa.
Baker
and
loses to Mahomes.
Previously was Chiefs, Detroit, and Chiefs are going to tear them apart.
Just to be different.
And Rob says Chiefs until proven innocent with Detroit. And I said I was bouncing between Detroit and Green Bay because only they're in the same division. And I like Detroit, and I never liked Green Bay. I was a Bears fan. So I said, all right, forget Detroit, even though I'd rather have Detroit, Green Bay against Detroit. Now, the West Coast coming in for the final, right, Rob?
Yeah, we got Tony's pick for the Super Bowl.
I've got Baltimore in the AFC, and I've got the 49ers in the NFC.
Which is what the Super Bowl should have been last year.
Yes.
Right, Rob?
I agree.
You got to remember, Baltimore added.
Listen to the Chiefs fan. John, who's the Chiefs fan, John?
Herb, Tony's still going.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize once again.
It's okay. Baltimore added a great running back.
Yes, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, yes. Who won the Heisman, and it was not a flop. Yeah.
Right. Is that the only reason you think they're going to do it? They did lose defensive players.
I think they needed a good running back. I know you
to take the pressure off Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely.
They lost good defensive players, though, this year in the offseason.
Because in Baltimore is on grass in December, you know that Henry's going to get a lot of carries to wear everyone out in the 5 weeks in December this year and 1 week in January.
And,
which, by the way,
we have an audience pick. We have an audience pick. Riz Taylor is picking the Bengals over the Packers in the Super Bowl. And that's how we're going to close shop.
Bengals over the Packers. That means Joe Burrow staying healthy.
The Bengals over the Packers, and that's how we're going to close shop. Closing thoughts, gentlemen, Herb, everybody. What do you got to say?
Closing thoughts are this. It was my pleasure and a privilege and honor to be with you guys. And please accept my always apology a bad trait interrupting throughout my life in school, with my family and people, and I know you'll accept it, and I hope you will, and we'll do it again next time. That's my closing thought. Is that accepted by all?
Yes.
Yes.
Fully accepted, and we're getting you back on when the opening lines come out, okay?
Okay, whenever you want, I'm available, okay? Oh, by the way, the schedule comes out, fellas. Rob, keep in mind, because you're the organizer, right?
Yeah, when's it coming out?
May 7th is Tuesday next week. The schedule will be out the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th, or 1 week later, the 14th, 15th, or 16th. Now, if you guys all want to know how I know that, I shall tell you. The schedule used to come out always the third week in April, but they figured out we'll give baseball 3 weeks and then we'll have the schedule. But someone said, why give the schedule the third week in April when the fourth week in April is the draft? Let's get everybody and the media and everyone in the world interested in the draft after we had the month of March, which was free agency. So right from the Super Bowl to the Combine to free agency to we'll skip the schedule in April. We'll have the draft, which we're doing now, and they already said it's going to be in May. One other thing, the commissioner came out today. Rob, I told you this years ago. They're thinking about if this was a bet, I would have won, guys. They want to make the Super Bowl on the Sunday of President's Day, so it's a 3-day weekend. So it's Saturday talk, Sunday Super Bowl, Monday everyone recovers from the parties, the drinking, the eating, the watching, and the carrying on. So they want to make. Remember, I told you, Rob, it's going to be a 3-day weekend.
Herb, it's been great having you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon on the other side, okay?
Call me if you want on the schedule opening next week, guys, to scrutinize it. It might take 2 or 3 shows. If not, when the opening lines come out a week or so later, get back to me. Rob, you call me whenever you want. Guys, stay healthy. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, Herb.
Thanks, Herb. Take care.
Okay, you do. All guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, gentlemen. That's the Herbmeister's take on the draft and all things football. Anything you'd like to add before we end it for the night?
Yes, I think John's picks need a lot of help. They're very sick. Oh man, are you serious about that? We're not. The Chiefs aren't afraid of the Jets.
AFC East is good, Bob. I don't think it's outlandish.
We
The
can
only
duke it out later. Give me your closing thoughts, Bob. Don't close your thoughts on me.
Well, that was a unique show, needless to say. You know what? There was so much to break down. We really couldn't do. I mean, we wanted to do each division. Maybe what we should have done was give grades to the whole first round, all the way down from 1 to 32. You know, but look, the AFC is good every year. Last year, it could have been better if the Jets didn't get hurt and other things didn't happen. I think Miami only really is the only team that can pop. I don't believe in Baltimore. I think the only team that could take us out, but you don't have a defense, Rob. That's the problem there. And we do right now. So, and we're going to be better on offense unless we get hurt, and hurts everything. You know, injuries are everything.
I don't know if anyone from Appalachian State football player John Jack Murphy died on Friday. So I don't know if he was drafted or in the draft, but it just came out on ESPN. So that's sad. Yeah.
Wow. Did they say what he died of?
No, I've not opened it all the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
to hear that.
Condolences.
Prayers to his
Him
Him and his
family.
family.
Yeah, prayers for his family. Yep. Sorry to hear that.
My last thought is
Tragic close of the night.
don't be surprised if Belichick's coaching the Cowboys by the middle of the season.
Well, you know, they're talking about the Bills too. If they don't do well, that McDermott's on the ropes. And
Bill and the Bills?
Yeah, he's going to be on up on the Bills. So you're going to get him again, John. You're going to love
It'd
that.
be a scary rock band. Bill and the Bills.
Hey, you know what? Bill and the Bills. Yeah, but you know what? You know what's funny? Everybody thinks like, I mean, you know, you guys were kind of, well, you know, Herb was kind of picking on Bella, but you know, he's won other places. I mean, he was the reason that the Giants went with that defensive coordinator. That was all his schemes. I mean, a lot of people thought he even coached more than Bill Parcells did, really, when he was there. I mean, the guy's a great player. And even though, Herb doesn't think so, there are chokes, and there are times when great players don't have to do anything. You just watch the bad player choke it out. I mean, there's a lot. Anthony, I'm kind of surprised you said that because, like, there's players without heart. You've been around enough players to know that. They're just players that just aren't mentally tough enough. You know what I thought was funny when I was at the Philadelphia game yesterday? I saw the statue of Wilt Chamberlain, and it said under there, "You judge a man by his heart." And I looked up at the statue and went, "And Bill Russell didn't think you had one because he always didn't think you were tough enough." And that's just kind of how it is. I mean, and I like Chamberlain. Don't get it wrong. I know he's a great player, and he's a good guy too, from what I understand. But at the end of the day, he was never tough enough to finish what he started.
Well, maybe he didn't have the teams and support around him that Bill Russell had.
Well, no, he did in Philadelphia though, because they traded him there for that reason. He won once and then lost the next 2 times to Russell. And the last time when he was with the Lakers, he that seventh game, oh, my ankle hurts, and even the trainer didn't think he was hurt. So I don't know about that.
I think Wilt would have been a better football player. I think he would have got drafted higher.
Maybe just him and LeBron, right?
Well, he was a great track athlete at Kansas.
Didn't he
Great
bench
hurdle.
like 550?
You know,
The dude was
Oh,
like
yeah,
an,
well, he's a
an
big, strong guy.
insane athlete.
Which to me is interesting because they say those guys wasn't big or strong. I'm sure my brother could have a say on that back then because they were. They were big and strong. They could play. And I don't agree with a lot of the stuff the kids say today, but then again, they never saw it. So,
Anyway,
Well, I'm going to leave you guys with this.
Rob,
I think most of the quarterbacks are going to be a bust, and that's
Rob,
my
I
story. I'm
enjoyed
sticking
the
to it.
show and I enjoyed listening to your guest. I thought he was excellent. I think the host, he once again did a good job. But he's always controversial and always giving us.
No, I heard.
Always trying to give us a hard time, Rob.
Oh,
I'm gonna give my closing thoughts. I gotta
No,
run.
not
My
true.
closing thoughts
I barely
are
said
it was
anything on the
great
show.
talking to you guys. All right. This was a great show. Let's do it again soon. Keep me posted. Go Jets.
And the Orioles beat the Yankees today
Yeah,
too.
you better switch your hat there. You know what I'm saying? They won the night, the Orioles. Yep, 2-0. Yep.
Yes. But
Great.
it's always nice to have two teams, Bob, like you. I learned
That's
from
why you got 2 hats.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I learned from Bob, always got to have more than one team.
2 is more than 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
This way I never lose, Bob.
I was not controversial.
Especially when it's the
said-
other Chiefs.
Honestly, I barely said anything. I mean, Herb had the whole floor. I mean, he was cutting you off. He was. I was trying to get you back in, but
Well, everyone was forewarned. Herb is verbose.
Herb was like that.
I thought he
The
was. I
Herbmeister likes to
thought he
talk.
was going to be worse than he was. I thought he was excellent. By the way, I
I
really
agree.
enjoyed
I agree.
because he and
knows
I
the
are.
picks.
He and I are old school. We know way back. The way things were. How painful it was when Tittle lost to the Bears and he got hurt. He got hit in the knee and he couldn't finish the game. And the Bears beat him. I think it was 14-10. Yeah. But that was all before you guys were born.
He didn't mention Vegas much, but Rob, he got booted out of some places because he won so much. Is that right? In Vegas?
Yeah, the Herbmeister has a glorious history when it comes to sports betting and things like that. Yeah,
Right.
We do a story time show. We can always invoke what he's got to say.
Right.
But so that's gonna wrap it up, folks. I appreciate everyone joining us and commenting as the show progressed. Stay tuned. We're gonna have more shows. We got NBA first round post cap recap. We got the NHL first round recap coming up. So like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill, everybody. So for Bob, Tony, John, and the Herbmeister, have a good night, everybody.